Okay.
Okay, so I welcome you to an artist talk.
Thank you very much.
So Dylan Bakker, you say, because I keep on saying Baker, but it's
Yeah.
because there's two Ks.
It's Dutch, so it should be Bakker.
It's Bakker.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just Baker in English, but yeah.
What's your family story?
My father's Dutch, which is why I can be in Berlin. So he was born in New Zealand, but his parents immigrated after the Hunger Winter in the Netherlands.
Okay.
And my mother's side's more sort of typical New Zealand Pākehā, so a couple of generations ago from England, Scotland.
Scotland.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bit of a mix. I think the beard's a bit of a Scottish throwback.
Yeah, Irish.
Yeah.
Maybe.
So yeah, most of my grandparents are sort of finished. Got one remaining Uma. Yeah. And then me and my brother and two younger sisters. Yeah.
Okay. You're the eldest?
No, my oldest brother's he's based in London.
He's based in London. He's living in London.
He's an accountant. Yeah.
Oh, that's serious business.
Yeah. He's in Greece right now on a boat cruise.
Okay. And when did you start working in art?
Started maybe my late teens doing music, or early teens actually, just playing electric guitar, doing some air guitar, punk rock bands, going out late, getting drunk. Yeah, and from that.
Basics.
Yeah. Then I got into.
That was where was it, in New Zealand?
In Wellington.
Wellington.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm from a small valley, the Hutt Valley, and then Wellington's 20 minutes away. And in Wellington, a bit more liberal, a bit more space to be free, and sort of playing once a week in some dodgy little bars. And then started to make music videos for my friends and for my band, and taught myself how to use computer, video editing, cameras, and then I went through university in Wellington.
What did you study?
Yeah, I studied film and media studies.
Okay.
Which was like semiotics and.
So you graduated?
Bachelor of Arts, yeah.
Okay, cool.
But means BA means bugger all in New Zealand. It doesn't lead anywhere, and the film I was doing was mostly history, so it wasn't very practical. But during that time, I was just investing in cameras and software and teaching myself. And then when I was 23, I moved to London for a couple of years. And that was kind of a hiatus from creative pursuits, but there's plenty of other stuff to do there. And then Berlin, 2.5 years.
When did you move here?
Christmas 2009.
Oh yeah, so it's going to be 2 years.
2.5 years now. Yeah.
Like me. Same.
So yeah, and since I came here, it's just got a bit more serious, more and more every day. Yeah. Met Kurihara from Tacheles through my flatmate, who's a Korean guy, and
yeah, he's called Kuri. Yeah. He came to the artist talk last year.
Kurihara, yeah. Yeah, no, my friend Yongsam, who I live with, he's the Korean guy. He introduced me to Kurihara, the Japanese guy, and then we made a small animation in the studio downstairs, and then I started coming here and fell into Tacheles trap with him.
It's a nice trap.
Yeah, it can be a good trap.
Yeah, you connect with a lot of people.
It makes me feel at home.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. It's nice to hear.
It's the punk vibe.
Where do you live in Berlin?
Friedrichshain in the east. Yeah.
Okay.
Ground floor, big place, lots of space.
You have a studio.
So I have a room that I try to split in two with a curtain or with some beer crates or.
So you have a working space and a living space.
Just took the bed out and sleeping on a sofa bed. Folded up in the daytime, put the blankets underneath.
Yeah, I see.
But it's hectic because so many things going through the room. I sort of have to spend as much time cleaning it as I do doing anything in there. But I'm looking for more space eventually.
Yeah. And what's your current project at the moment? What are you working on?
Right now I'm doing the Boza Bonen live painting performances.
This is with Chu and Kurihara.
And another German artist, Andreas Zandt.
Okay.
He's a very creative guy.
So yeah,
as well.
I know Chu and I know Kuri.
Yeah.
I don't know so well the other German artists.
Andy, yeah. He's also painting and doing a lot of research. He's very worried about Fukushima at the moment and conspiracy theories. He's quite educated on the arts. But he's doing music for Boza Bonen, and so am I. I'm doing like live noise sampling and manipulation and just finding.
You do experimental music?
Yeah. With that, because I was doing rock and roll, but I'm not very good at being precise and doing the same thing twice. So
yeah.
for recording or for performing, it's not that great. But with this other stuff, it's just improvised, so I can keep myself stimulated and pretty free. And then I'm also working on like my own career separately, running some businesses.
So explain what's the business?
Yeah, so many shit going on. But I'm doing an exhibition in Marzahn in 2 months.
Okay, one exhibition.
Yeah.
This is painting, or this is
it's
video
installation.
work?
I'll be doing some. I'm basically coordinating some talented people to do some stuff, and I'm just.
So you're curating.
I think so. Yeah, I want to put something in there, but it's mostly about giving the tools to the other people in the space. Like I was able to get.
Where is this space?
It's a gallery called Gallery M. It's like the district gallery of Marzahn. It's run by Karen Schiel. And,
where is this? Sorry, I don't know.
So it's like Friedrichshain, Lichtenberg, Marzahn. So it's far out. It's about a 20-minute bike ride from my place. It's the suburbs, and it's all high-rise apartments.
Sorry, I'm not from Berlin.
Okay, well, I think they built it in the 70s, 60s, and it's all Plattenbaum buildings. Accommodation for perhaps 40,000 people. So it was developed really, really quickly, and it's just amazing out there. There's
you
so
mean
many
it's these
buildings.
big typical East Berlin?
Yeah, East Berlin high-rise living, and I find that really interesting. And I was attracted to the place, and went out there a few times on missions and discovered little avenues for possibilities to do things. I wanted to do some building art, but that's a little bit more of a process, and I think it takes a bit more time. So then I went into the gallery and was able to get this exhibition, and it's supported by the state, by the Bezirksamt.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and so then I just met a few people, and one woman is doing sound installation, another guy's going to do some video work for me, and together we're just going to turn the gallery into an interactive playground that doesn't come across like art. To hopefully attract people and put on a party on the opening night.
Yeah,
project up the buildings.
Well, you put it up in when is this going to be?
So it's in September.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I'm also doing screen printing and some.
What the screen printing? This is like, what type of work? Explain a little bit. What do you do on screen printing?
Paper, textile, kind of like that.
Okay, the old-fashioned way.
Yeah, handmade. I'm printing with my girlfriend every full moon. It's a bit of a ritual.
What, every full moon? You do full moon parties with t-shirts?
Well, just have an appointment once a month, keep it rolling, and then we go to markets and I want to do the full moon party. It's my ambition.
I've done some. You've never done it?
Full moon drumming is all I've done back home.
Yeah. I've been to
full
moon parties.
I've been to one.
Well, that's amazing. You've been there?
Yeah.
It's cool.
Yeah. We showed up at like 3 in the morning. 4 even.
Well, it's worthwhile. That's not very far from your hometown,
No, that was sort of on the way over to Europe.
Yeah.
Flew out in Thailand.
And how do you connect the music with visual arts and everything works together? You produce the works at the same time? How do you connect these things together?
It's kind of just a balancing act, juggling, choosing where to put the energy. And usually things come up, so if there's a gig, then you have to go to that. And if there's
so the gig is you're playing with one group regularly?
Yeah.
Or on and off?
It depends. Boza Bonan's pretty regular. I just did this thing with Antoine yesterday.
Oh yeah, that's the performance.
Yeah. It's a broad spectrum. But I try to put my energy into as many things and be very open, try and work with as many people. And
yeah, that's cool.
I like
it's a good thing in
collaboration.
Berlin you can do that.
Yeah, and there's so much time and so much energy, so yeah.
And what else? I saw you did this stream event with New Zealand. This was 3 days continuous in the morning, downstairs in Das Büro, and you were filming actors. Can you explain a little bit what that was?
Yeah,
this is with Simultanean.
Maybe
you can explain your project with Simultanean.
Yeah.
Because that's how I met you.
Yeah.
Well, actually, not really, through Curry first.
That was very early. Simultanean was a multimedia production occurring simultaneously in New Zealand and Berlin. And we were, like my colleague Nathan Tara, who we run a production company together, Someone Productions, and we sort of came across this funding opportunity for the Wellington Fringe Festival, which is
This production thing is for film, right?
Yeah, experimental film, music videos, promotional stuff. And we started that doing horror films back in New Zealand, sort of while I was studying.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And then we started to, then we got this record
Why,
label.
why horror films? Do you remember?
The guy Nathan's was making fake blood and prosthetics, and sort of we just went down that avenue because it was where we had some skills.
Okay.
And our first film was Corey Grinder. We've made 2 of them. It's a series, featuring some of Wellington's up-and-coming talented actors, basically. So then we found out from a friend here, another Kiwi guy, about the Fringe Festival, and we had 1 week to come up with a concept and apply to get the funding. And we had done some other experimentation in Berlin when Nathan was living here, where we'd sort of lock ourselves in separate rooms in the house and produce independent sound and video tracks, and then merge them together to deadlines and put something out, usually online. We've done 3 of those, and then we're going to take it a step further now that Nathan was back in New Zealand, so we decided...
But how do you work in a team with someone, like for the footage when you're filming? Who chooses the subjects, or who's filming, who's behind the camera, who does the sound? How does it work when you're working in a team? I mean, because I work alone, for example, how do you decide?
Just wherever people have talent or energy. Usually it just
no, but I mean,
happens
when you work with Nathan, for example, you know his taste. And
well, he's a musician primarily, so he's doing a lot of sound recording, and I've always been doing video editing. So
so you sort of
and then
split
the only complicated thing was directing, because we both want to direct, of course. But usually I'd end up doing the camera and directing more that kind of cinematography, and he'd be doing more of the acting direction, which is the more traditional kind of directing in the film.
Because I saw you directing the actors for the...
Yeah, that was the first chance I got to do that.
Oh, right.
Yeah. It was. I loved it. Yeah, it was a good learning project for me.
It's a different experience.
And the great thing was, like, we had to be in Berlin at, like, we had to be ready downstairs at 7 in the morning every day.
Yeah, I know, it was horrible. I planned to come 3 times, I only came once.
Yeah, we barely made it. But because of that, like, just people show up, it was really focused. It was going live to an audience in New Zealand, so we didn't have a clue what was going on, how it was being received. And we only had a single live take of everything, so it was kind of experimental live theatre. And the sound of the New Zealand musicians was coming back.
That was nice.
The idea was that it was more of a dance piece, and the actors were going to be reacting to what was going on in New Zealand based on the story that had developed.
But you had developed some sort of storyboard before?
Yeah, we developed a story for broad universal themes: boy's journey, quest for love, danger, violence, drugs, family problems, the father's obsession with chemicals, and anyway, it worked out. Like, so we had all this framework to build everything on, and then we had time that we developed.
I remember the doctor.
Yeah, Merlin. Yeah, he was the father. So we had these timelines each performance. Like after 10 minutes, one chapter's finished, the next story part develops. So the musicians in New Zealand, the Strange Clouds, were doing that, and then my troupe, who were called the Stepping Folk, we were doing the acting and visually telling that story, and then that was
how much work was put into this? Did you have to rehearse a lot before?
We didn't.
I mean, because it's 3 days, the whole thing, but how
the development
much time
of
before?
the concept and the location and the props, that was in the art department from my end, was really hectic, and also in New Zealand getting the location for the production and the musician and projecting and all that, the technological stuff was pretty hectic. But for
the funding, that takes long.
The funding. It was a bit of a faster route than normal, because it's through the council instead of through the funding body, and we had some support with that application. So, but that funding stayed in New Zealand, so Berlin was typical Berlin shit. Like, no one got paid. Everyone's losing money, but
I still do it.
Yeah, I didn't do too much work with the performers, because it was also about improvisation and live. I was watching the clock and telling them where they had to be at certain times, but it was really open. And I wanted to keep it